fight over the weekend, Anthony Rumble Johnson and Daniel Cormier. Cormier is now the champ. Had an awesome fight. He did some great things. However, the first punch that landed was from Rumble, and Cormier will say it's probably the hardest time, or the hardest he's ever been hit, and he didn't see it coming, everything. So we wanted to kind of go over the details of this, of why it landed, how it landed, what Rumble did correctly, which he did a lot of things right, and what Cormier did incorrectly, and how we can make sure that our overhands are landing like that. Okay, so the first part is the overhand is supposed to be a little bit further than jab cross range. So you can see how I can't reach him from here, but an overhand, I can almost reach him. So if you set this up with a jab as Rumble did, the person that you're fighting assumes that you're a jab cross range. How in the world would you be able to get hit by an overhand or by a hook from jab cross range? If thrown correctly, it lands. So what Rumble did was he threw that jab first, okay? And that was in Daniel Cormier's face. So all he saw was that jab. The brain kicks into jab cross range and is ready to defend with parries, either a jab or a cross. Yeah, those are going to be coming out. But Rumble came over the top with a long overhand. Now the difference between an overhand and what we see a lot of people call an overhand is an inverted hook, where it comes this way. That's what I consider an inverted hook. But a lot of people will call that an overhand. An overhand is long and it comes down this way. Okay? It can either hit, if we're talking MMA, or sorry, if we're talking boxing or kickboxing or Thai boxing, it can hit with the side of the glove. For MMA, we're really, that exposes our thumb, and we're going to end up hitting our thumb, and we can potentially damage it. So in Rumble's case, he hit with his knuckles right here. But it was this angle that came in. So the way it was set up, they were essentially in the middle of the octagon. When Rumble threw the jab, Cormier shuffled back. So he went back like this. And again, he assumes that he's a jab cross range. So how in the world are you going to be getting hit with an overhand from right here? So his hands are off of his head, especially this lead hand. It's more like right here. So he's not going to be able to quickly defend on the lead side of his face. So when this came in, he recognized it right here and he turned his head that way. So pause. From right here, what he did was he just helped me in fulfilling my goal of hitting my opponent in the face, and specifically on the side of the jaw. Whether again it's with my thumb or it's with my knuckles. That's where I want to hit him. So if Cormier would have kept his head forward, and we see our previous champ, John Jones, does this well, he'll actually keep his chin down, and when this comes in, it ends up hitting like the top of the head. Even if this is off, if Milo just brings his head the whole way down, this ends up happening. And Jones will end up doing this, and he just keeps his head down. So that's one thing that Rumble did really well. After he threw this jab, he kept his head down as this connected. So if we look at the mechanics behind this, as I come in with the jab, my opponent shuffle steps back, and then he looks to the side, and then that's where it lands. Okay? So ways to make sure that this doesn't happen. Number one, keeping your eyes forward. If that overhand is coming in, you're able to defend it by just keeping your eyes forward and your chin down. As soon as I turn my head, I'm going to get hit. That's the first way. The second way is not overextending my hands this way, assuming I'm stopping jabs and crosses. Okay? I want to have my hands close, so I'm able to do high shields or just cover so I can defend it. Now obviously in MMA we have to worry about takedowns and whatnot, so you wouldn't want to just kind of stay here like this because you'd have to defend the takedown. So a lot of variables, but as I mentioned, Rumble did a lot right. Cormier obviously won the match. He's the new light heavyweight champion, so he did a lot of things right, but it was just that first punch that Rumble landed. Like I said, a lot going on there that people missed. So one more time, I jabbed, he shuffle steps back, he extends his arms, boom, and then that lands. Okay? Things that you can look for to make sure yours lands safely is making sure that this hand is coming back to the head. That's one thing that Rumble just had all that power, so this hand came down to here. If I am not good at timing this, and my opponent can see it, he's able to either throw an uppercut on this side, or just a short right hook when I'm here, and I'm going to get caught with it. But if I'm here, I don't have to worry about it as much.